thank you so much for checking out this video. This is going to be my co-stream of the Highguard Showcase, the official Highguard launch showcase. That's what they're calling it. Apparently, the game is going to go live and be playable 2 hours after this. Obviously, I'm one of the people that's been very, very skeptical and doubtful about this game. I think it looks like it is very derivative and generic. I don't see this having a whole lot of legs to go the distance as a live service game. People have been classifying what I've been doing as hate. I don't feel like it's hate. I feel like a lot of us kind of rejected the game just based off of that first trailer. I'm going to end the stream where we were kind of doing a waiting room for this event. I'm going to bring people over with the redirect feature on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for coming over into the new stream. I greatly appreciate it. Do me a favor, as you come over into this new stream, especially on YouTube, it's greatly important that you hit that like button. All right, do me a favor and do that. All right, let us get started. A bunch of you guys are coming over either from the redirect or from the link. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. These kind of events are definitely fun to cover. This is one, like many, that I have kind of made some predictions about. Obviously have a lot of doubt about live service games in general in this current landscape that we live in, especially one that has kind of landed in the way that this one has landed. Skeptical, but keeping an open mind. Yeah, I just... Even, let's just say I watched this thing today, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know what, guys? It looks better than I initially thought. I don't think they're going to be able to convince enough of the public. I think the public has just decided no. You know, that's kind of where I landed. I think you need the public. You need the momentum. You need customer inertia and velocity. You need some momentum, and I just don't think they're going to have that. So, and thank you guys for coming over to the new stream on YouTube. Thank you for hitting the like button. Already 60-something likes. That is so amazing. Those first 100 likes are so helpful to what we do here. And little friendly competition between the platforms as well. We don't need the timer anymore. Let me turn the timer off because we've got a new one on screen. There we go. We're working on a weekly goal. Already a great head start for that. And Twitch and YouTube kind of facing off. Enough of the public is fed up with hero shooter team games. All the non-believers will be converted after peak launches. You'll be forced to apologize on your knees to Jeff and be reborn as Pete Guard. That's good. That's good. If there's anything that we can say that's been good that's come out of it, it's the memes. You know? It's the memes. The memes have been great. You know, I think some people have turned this into a healthy bit of comedy. You know, I don't think we're being toxic. I don't think we're being nasty. It's a game after all. Like, we're not like, you know, pulling up a person and saying like they have no shot, you know. And I know people worked on it, and I know that's not too fun to hear people sort of say that they don't think the game's going to be successful. But, you know, that's the world we live in. Like, you're going to be dealing with that pretty much anytime you bring something to the market. You've got to be prepared for the brutal feedback. You got to be prepared for the, you know, the folks saying that they think your game is toast. That's just the nature of it, you know. That's the nature of these things. So, thank you guys so much. Seeing a lot of you coming over from the YouTube stream, sticking with me. So make sure you're hitting that like button, especially you guys that lurk and listen. You might not realize it. We're in a new stream now, so I need a new like from you. Does Jeff have financial investment in the game? I've never seen him hype a game so much. Here's what I'll say. I try to believe the best about Jeff because I like him, and I feel like he gets a lot of undue criticism and a lot of undue hate. I think Jeff sees a game and a team like this, and he's like, I believe in you guys, and I believe in this game. And I think that's what he's doing. That's all it is. I don't think he's out here trying to get some kind of a cut. I don't think he's got ulterior motives. I don't think he's being dishonest. You know, I really liked only because of your passion. Well, thank you. Jeff Keighley shake while announcing Armored Core 6. I think he likes these guys, and I think he gave him a shot. I really do. Listen, say what you want about him. All right? Say what you want about him. he gave a small studio and what I think is an unlikely contender. I don't think this thing has a shot, and he gave him a shot. He's like, yeah, I'll give you guys a great placement in the show. You know, now, I think that says he might be a little out of touch. He didn't look at the trailer and think, yeah, or he played it, obviously. He didn't think, man, the community's not going to vibe with this. This seems like it's kind of in a lane. It's kind of in a category that people don't like right now. He seems to have missed that. But I can appreciate his intention. I can appreciate like what he was hoping to help them with. I think that speaks to his character. If his discernment about what the public would be receptive to is a little bit out of touch, that's not a mark against his character. A lack of discernment about like, well, the community is really going to dislike this. The community is not going to like this. That lack of discernment is not an indictment of the man's character. It seems like he was trying to be nice. He was trying to help them out. I think that speaks well of his character. I think you can swing and miss. I mean, we all try to have, grace for ourselves when we swing and miss and we make a bad judgment call. I think his intentions were good. He's even been firing back at the hate, saying the game is going to prove everyone wrong. Yeah, I think he believes in it. He said, he'll be accepting our apologies in 48 hours. I appreciate his confidence. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's trying to save face for putting it on the last for the Game Awards. I still insist if the trailer for this game had been placed anywhere, the backlash wouldn't have happened. There would have been no backlash. Nobody would remember it. Nobody would remember it. It would have been smack dab in the middle of the show. We wouldn't be talking about it. The only reason it got everybody's attention is because of where it landed. Come on. I'll gladly eat crow if this wins Game of the Year. I mean, a game like this doesn't stand a chance for Game of the Year. I'll eat crow if it has a player base in 2 months. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Big streamers and big streams mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. You guys remember Marathon, right? You remember Marathon? They had their showcase. Everybody was critical. I said it didn't look any good. I said it looked kind of bland, like an MVP. Everybody started pointing to the streams and the viewership, and I was like, that don't mean anything. And it died out really quickly, and then they ended up delaying it because it clearly wasn't ready. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I would love to be wrong about this game. It'd be an interesting turn of events. If you guys are just tuning in, we're going to watch the Highguard showcase together in 21 minutes. You can see the countdown over there on the screen. Make sure as you come in to hit the like button. You do not have to subscribe to my channel to talk in the chat. I don't turn that feature on. If you subscribe to my channel on YouTube, I want it to be because you're going to come back for more shows and uploads and stuff like that. You can talk right now, no problem. Consider hitting subscribe if you do want to come back. I do a Safe for Work podcast Monday through Friday. A lot of people, put me on through their workday. I get them through their workday talking about the latest in gaming news. And because I'm safe for work, you don't have to worry about me, cursing and swearing on the broadcast. And you can consider supporting the channel beyond that if you'd like. But right now, hit like, hit subscribe, chat, if those things are what you want to do right now. When does it go live? The game itself, I believe, goes live in like 2 hours from now, is what we're hearing. Apparently, you can't. People are reporting you can't even download it to play it right now. So, we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. What's good, Mike on a mic? Marathon still looks mid to me. I think Marathon has improved. I again think it's going to struggle to maintain a player base as well. I think it's just going to be too sweaty. I think sweaty games struggle the hardest maintaining those player pools. I think that generally is a hard funnel to fill, and then it's hard to get reoccurring players in a sweaty environment. Your thoughts on the upcoming God of War TV thing? I really hope they nail it. Last of Us Season 1 was great. Season 2 was a disaster if you're a fan of the game. Fallout's doing great in its second season. I think we can get great TV shows and movies based off of video game property. I think we can. It's just a question of, can they nail it? Can they maintain it? Can they like maintain the integrity of it? Can it land and look like and feel like it's supposed to be, you know. How's Tarkov 1.0 doing? I don't know. A lot of people here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Over 700 people here. Take a quick second and hit that thumbs up button. Let's try to get 200 likes on the video while we sit here and wait for it to start. These are good days for the competition between the platforms. Twitch, you're going to have to answer back if you want to catch up, though. You're about 20 behind. Thank you guys so much. Is there no preload? Apparently, there's no preload right now. Tarkov 1.0's got like a 46% on Steam and 18,000 people in the game right now. Well, there you go. Wired Rope is flicking YouTube off right now over there on purple. I'm going to check out Highguard. My main reason is I prefer multiplayer on console, and I won't pay for PlayStation Plus, but free to play, so I can, who knows, maybe I'll like it. YouTube in the building. Yo, that's right. YouTube in the building. Showing up today with 54 already. Those are renewals and gifted members, so thank you everybody who partook in that. I gift every 25, so when we hit 150, I'll owe you guys a member. Can they start by not purposely throwing out all the old lore? Editors, lore may be woke. I mean, yeah, lore is that guy earlier. This is a brand new IP. Oh, no, he's talking about the God of War TV show when he said that. What can they show that changes your mind in the showcase? I honestly don't know. I just think it looks super unappealing. I think the hero shooter element looks unappealing. I think the art style looks unappealing. I think it's a huge hill to climb over. Like, let's say they showcase it today and people are having fun and they describe mechanics that sound fun. I think the general public's going to go, I think it looks dumb. Looks derivative. Like it, I don't know. People are very quick to write off games like that. I think it's really, really hard to convince the public to play your live service hero shooter-esque game. I just think it's extremely difficult. Here's what changed my opinion on Arc Raiders. With Arc Raiders, I never said that the gameplay looked bad. I never said that the game looked bad graphically or anything. I always said, man, they have such a vibe. And I always said, man, it would have been such a great looter. I was very disappointed they went the extraction route. I said extraction is very hard for people to continue with because of the disruption, because of the pain. Well, look at what Arc Raiders did. You can play that game like a looter shooter. You don't have to play it like PvP extraction, and many people are playing that way. They literally built their game around the friction that I was concerned would push people away. Do you see? Like, I never looked at Arc Raiders and thought, yeah, that game's going to crash and burn. I thought it looked great. I thought it looked great when it was a looter. I still think it looks great. I thought Arc Raiders looked too good to be a multiplayer game. I was like, the graphical fidelity and the lighting and the cinematic quality, I was like, I didn't think it was going to look like that when it came out. They pulled off some fancy work. Helldivers did something similar. There's just like a cinematic quality to the game, even though it's not this running like some high level of like ray tracing or something. So I just think with Highguard it's very, very different. It's just like immediately unappealing. I think that's just really going to work against it. Let's play that out. What pain points does a hero shooter have that Highguard could find a solution for? I don't know how you can find a solution for fatigue. How do you find a solution for fatigue? So here's the issue with any sort of fatigue, whether it's open world fatigue, hero shooter fatigue, okay? I've used this term before. It's a term I came up with. It's called baked-in familiarity. So when you play a game that's got baked-in familiarity, it can work for or against the game. It can work for the game because, as an example, Marvel Rivals has baked-in familiarity. The game modes are familiar. The way that you run like a healer or a tank, it's familiar to you. Okay, so it works in its favor. People are able to get into a groove with Marvel Rivals like the minute they jump into the game. Okay. Baked-in familiarity can work against you. Right? Baked-in familiarity can work against you because you're like, I've already played this game before, I'm bored. Because familiarity breeds contempt. It's one of the reasons the seasonal format in Destiny started to work against it, because you'd go to the NPC, you'd see the same structure, the same grid of icons, the same bounties, and you were like, I feel like I've already done this before, so I already feel tired just looking at it. Does that make sense? I feel that what we've seen so far with Highguard, there's going to be so much of that. And when that happens, you're going to end up with people that just immediately say, yeah, I don't like it, don't want to play it. I tried it, I didn't like it. It felt like a game I played before. It was too sweaty, you know, whatever. Where's the official stream? It's right behind me. You can watch it in 14 minutes. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you're going to convince people to play this game, you're going to need to get over all of that hero shooter fatigue, all of that familiarity that people are going to be like, yeah, I feel like I've played this game before. I feel like I've seen that gunplay before. I feel like I've seen these abilities before. Hypothetical. If there were 100 maps and 500 weapons, would that novelty counter the fatigue? I don't know. Quantity can work against you because that can be almost overwhelming. Like people that don't like all of the war bonds in Helldivers. It's like too much of a good thing. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, do me a quick favor. Holy mackerel, there's a ton of you. Make sure and take a quick second and hit that thumbs up button. I keep my streams safe for work. If you appreciate the fact that I'm not cursing and swearing, you can consider hitting subscribe and come back another day for the conversations, the discussions, as well as my uploads. If you go further than that and decide to become a paying member, you get into my Discord, and you also help me do this full time. Many of the leaked trophies talked about a raid mode of some sort. Yeah, I don't know. People have been talking about that with Marathon, right? People have been talking about that with Marathon. They're like, you know, there's this aspirational raid-like content, you know, dungeon-like content coming. And I'm like, yeah. Just tell us the channel name for the official stream. This is really going to stretch you. This is going to be really, really difficult. But the name of the channel for the Highguard official launch showcase is Highguard. If you want to watch the official one, the channel is called Highguard for the Highguard official showcase. Anyway, you guys have any Highguard in your Highguard showcase? Do you have any dinosaurs in your dinosaur tour? Jeepers. It's like berating me like, oh, you want to tell me the channel name? You know, you can always just go use the search bar on YouTube if you're that pressed about it. If you're that pressed, brother, you know, I don't want you to hurt yourself. You know, it's just one of those things. Is it for the PS5? Yeah. It'll be on PS5, Series X, Series S, PC. Yes. I have a sneaking suspicion that the characters can change their weapon loadouts. The trailer shows the same characters using different guns throughout. Yeah, I don't know if the guns are in question. I think it's abilities that are usually the question. You know, what can each character bring to the table with you know, active abilities, passive abilities, as well as your ultimates. Those are going to generally be where people kind of land in their questions. One of those questions, obviously, that people had was, I remember this for Concord, there were no ultimates. So I think people are probably curious about that as well. Like, what are the ultimates? How do they show up? Things like that. Thank you so much for 54 months and a VIP from McGorn McGoogle. Yo, Chab, you got to chill, man. We're just having laughs. The guy was very angry because I wouldn't tell him the official channel name. I'm giving him a very light ribbing back. You know what I mean? I feel like some of you guys need to hang out with some just like, go to a bar where a bunch of like rough and tumble bros hang out and see how they talk and joke, you know? Maybe get some thicker skin. What I did with that individual was just having a good time. It feels like you're trying to create an accusation out of nothing, right? Maybe you should write a twit longer. Thank you so much, VO Imp. says, on top of spaghetti, I'll cover with cheese. Well, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. It was very, very kind of you. Wait, do I know you from somewhere? No, I don't. Okay. Thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. I feel that. I'm telling you, man, some of these guys are like, you're being a little toxic. Like, how dare you joke with somebody who's spamming your chat? Oh, it's a little toxic. Holy mackerel. What streams do you hang out in? Now you're telling us we should grow thick skin and go hang out with people in a bar who are rough and insult each other. That doesn't work in 2026. I'm PC friendly, bro. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen somebody wear it as a badge of honor that they're soft. He's like, listen, bro, I don't know where you come from, but I'm soft, and the slightest bit of insult upsets me. I need trigger warnings if you're going to tease somebody in chat. How do you survive the internet? Jiminy Christmas. I feel like I'm pretty lighthearted, and I'm not that mean. You know, I can get a little harsh. Maybe I'll call somebody stupid, and I hope that's not super upsetting. I can't imagine being like, I just want everybody here to know that I'm soft. I'm soft as white bread. I'm easily upset. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks for telling us. How's this game going to survive? I don't know. You're going to need an awful lot of players. You know? Now you're telling me it's thought to be politically correct and not want to be toxic towards others. That is absolutely not 2026, and my PC bros and I are honestly not happy about it. Okay, props. You're funny. I give you props. You're funny. I like it. He said, me and my PC bros. My politically correct bros. I love it. You got a laugh out of me, dude. That's good. This is good. This is good content while we're waiting. It's excellent. We got 7 minutes. Oh my goodness. Guys, if you haven't hit the like button yet, make sure and do that. Get us to 200 likes. I appreciate it so much. He needs to stop saying PC bros. He's going to get confused. Yeah, the actual PC bros who play on PC and love their PCs, and, you know, a lot of them also conveniently have body pillars. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. What is this? Reforge Gaming. Congrats on 500 subscribers. YouTube just emailed me and told me that I hit 500 subscribers. What? I'm sorry. I think I hit that milestone a long time ago. Wait, let's just double check. Yeah, 57,000. Okay. Another channel? No. It's literally my Reforge... Guys, we made it. It's literally my Reforge Gaming channel. Look at the email. Guys, you were here. We made it. We did it. I would like to celebrate this moment with all of you. YouTube just said congrats on 5K watch hours, and I looked and had like 10,000. Yeah, that's a sign your channel's about to get popular. Yeah, you did it, bro. You made it. You're going to get a plaque any day now. Oh, holy moly. That's funny. They must have something somewhere that's triggering to, like, maybe they're experimenting like a new milestone system. And that's like the first one they're going to send you, right? Is like 500 subs. So I'm going to get emails for the rest of the day. They're going to be like, congrats on 1,000, 10,000, 25,000. They're going to be emailing me for the rest of the Crack Baby Music's like, I was here to see it. That's ridiculous. I expected to get 1,000. That's right, Zubair. Sorry, stream delay. I beat you to the punch. Release a parody vid for the milestone. That's right. Yeah. Is it AI? Oh, no. YouTube would never implement AI into the platform, creating erroneous behavior. That would never happen. No. You should celebrate. We've been updated to the new schema after 4 years of being behind. Yeah. Is my channel going to suddenly start getting treated properly now? They're like, hey, listen, you've been in here slugging it out for 4 years, brother. We want to congratulate you, though. You got the 500 subs, and we're really proud of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hit that 5 years ago before I even streamed over here full time. I appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Thank you for recognizing such a big achievement. This feature was 100% vibe coded. That's right. It's right, dude. It's all about the vibes. It was for the 500 PC subscribers. We did it. We got 500 PC. Now, when they say PC, they're saying politically correct. Yes. Also, as a PC bro, we sold our body pillows for RAM, equivalent value. You know, that's not funny because it's probably true for a lot of you, and I know that's probably tough. That's probably tough. It's, pouring out for the homies. Pouring out for the homies who are it's struggling out here. All right, here's the thing, boys. Here's the thing. Here, hang on. I gotta test something. I gotta make sure that my audio's coming through. Okay, it is. Okay. Guys, make sure and hit that like button if you haven't already. All right. Somebody said in chat I was begging for subscribers. I wasn't begging for subscribers. I said you do not have to subscribe to talk in chat. Only subscribe if you want to come back on days where I'm doing live streams. Whoever that person was should get their ears checked. We've literally turned that feature off. I only want you subscribing because you want to and you want to come back. We no longer require that for chatting. So, we greatly appreciate it. And we do offer memberships. That is completely extra. It helps me do this full time. And we do have a Discord if you'd like to do that. If not, totally fine. You might get it gifted for me or somebody else. We have a lot of people gifting memberships here. So hitting that like button is free and it does help me out. So try to get us to 300 likes. I appreciate you being here. We've had a lot of laughs today. I've been sitting in the chair today for almost 4 hours just hanging out with y'all. We keep it safe for work. A lot of people throw me on in the background of the day, kind of like a safer work podcast. I'm not cursing and swearing. If you like the vibe, you like that idea, hit subscribe and come back another day. There it is. My man Wooly with 27 months says, he says, much love, bro. Hope all is well. Thank you. And he's helping with the little goal down here. When you guys hit that goal, I do a stream with my wife, and we have her react to the week's gaming news. We did that segment last night. It's usually actually going to be on Saturdays, but we did it last night because we had to reschedule. And you guys seem to really like it. My wife doesn't pay any attention to gaming news, so it's fun to have her react to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that show last night. I did. I thought it was hilarious. I fell asleep to you and Madam stream last night during the Seattle game. And Stone Spire's going to bump the line, and Patrick's going to bump the line. We're now exactly 10 away, where I owe you guys a member. Thank you so much. Oh, Nova Hands, I missed your prime over there on purple. 40 months. Can't believe I'm wasting this on Highguard. Sorry, I didn't see that one. That's amazing. Stone Spire says, set it up. He wants that 10-bomb dunker from somebody. Somebody honor this man's setup, man. Category check. I see the Highguard category. Oh, you want me to switch? Let's switch. Good call. Good call. Highguard. Done. There we go. Good call, Teddy. Yeah, we got hit with a lot of snow. About 6 inches. Yep. Last night's stream was on point. Thank you. I appreciate that. Guys, let's see if we can get 300 likes before the stream starts, man. There's almost 1,200 of you here. Jiminy Christmas. There we go. Here we go. Let me get this full screen for us. And let me unmute it. Okay. Okay. All right. It's out. You can download the game now. Well, we're going to watch this if you don't mind. Peak Guard. It's on Steam. Thank you. We're going to watch this all together. It's the moment that we've all been waiting for. Let me unmute their countdown. Here we go.
Get ready in there. We're coming in. Let's race.
Today, my destiny blooms.
Reinforcing a wall.
Let's get this job done.
Some loot here. This one's got some bite. Attacking! Dropped an enemy. Smells like you need some upgrades. Enjoy.
Storm brewing. Shieldbreaker forming.
I have the shield breaker. Throwing fire!
This is the fun part. Calling in the siege tower.
Attacking!
Get ready in there!
Hiding in plain sight. Everyone with me, let's go.
Getting this bomb planted.
Let's show them who we are.
Hey, I'm Chad Grenier, game director and studio head of Wildlight Entertainment.
And I'm Jason McCord, design and creative director.
Today we're here in our office to walk you through every aspect of our new game, Highguard. 4 years ago, the two of us, along with 60 other veteran developers that have worked together for over a decade, all made the leap from large publishers to form our own fully independent game studio. From the start, our mission was to be a design-led studio where gameplay always comes first.
And in those early months, we spent a lot of time playing games that inspired us. We played battle royales, survival games, extraction shooters, and many others. In particular, as we were playing survival shooters, one aspect of that genre that really caught our attention was base raiding. Could we take the thrill of raiding another team's well-fortified base and isolate that into a competitive experience that we could play over and over again? But this isn't a survival game. It's not a base building game. It's what we call a PvP raid shooter. We wanted to utilize our experience making well-crafted first-person shooter maps to design bases that were always fun to attack and defend. And most importantly, we wanted to ensure that we were making a shooter. We love making shooters. So now we're excited to show you exactly what a PvP raid shooter is and what makes Highguard special.
Here we go again, gang.
Summoning great assistance! Moving in for the attack. Follow me! Got a generator here.
Perfect. I'll take it. Planting a bomb. Woo! We're gonna burn this place to the ground!
At its core, Highguard is a new mode between two teams of 3 Wardens each. To start, each team chooses a unique base to defend. This is your main stronghold, while you ride out to fight in the open territory to secure the shield breaker. The ultimate goal of the match is to use the shield breaker to successfully raid and destroy the enemy team's base before they can destroy yours. Each Warden is built specifically for Highguard's PvP raid mode. They combine tactical skill with powerful magic. You'll have your choice of characters with unique abilities designed around destruction, infiltration,
Hiding in plain sight.
and resource acquisition.
Some Vesper to mine here.
The magical abilities of our Wardens supplement combat,
I swap forms, my friends.
but we're still a gun game at our core. You've got your team of Wardens, now it's time to choose your base. Prior to venturing into Highguard, you'll be randomly presented with 4 options for your home base. Your team will vote on which one feels like the best fit for you. The enemy team gets the same 4 choices. Each base is the size of a classic small team deathmatch map. They all have different layouts and visual styles, but most importantly, distinct attack and defensive strengths and weaknesses that depend on your playstyle. Once you've selected your Warden and your base, you spawn in. You have 1 minute to plan your defenses and pick your starting loadout. Every Warden can use any weapon. Select your primary, secondary, and your raid tool. You can change your loadout at the beginning of every match. Each player also starts with 5 wall reinforcements, which they can use to armor up different areas of their base. Once the defensive phase is up, your base unlocks, and your team mounts up and rides out.
Time to ride!
Teams are fighting for control of the Shieldbreaker, which is the key to starting a raid on the other team. But the Shieldbreaker takes a few minutes to form. During this time, players should explore different points of interest and loot better gear. You can find upgraded guns,
Found a saber rifle.
armor, better saddles, and magical amulets that are imbued with perks.
Weapon chest here.
But stay alert. The other team is doing the same, so skirmishes are inevitable.
Enemy here. Everyone with me, let's go.
Stick together as a team to have strength in numbers, or take a chance and split up to get more loot for yourself.
Everyone just remember where you came from.
Also around the map are crystal formations called Vesper.
Vesper to mine over here.
Use your Warden's Axe to mine this valuable resource. You also get Vesper from kills
Quick, swift, clean, and done.
and from successfully attacking or defending a raid.
Defusing the bomb! Watch my back!
Copy that.
If you're not having luck finding the loot you need, Trader Flynn is a great way to supplement your equipment.
Whatever you need, I've got it.
He can be found in your base or out in the open world, and he will happily sell you better armor, guns, and gear.
Appreciate the kindness.
So hunt down or purchase the best loot possible and win those skirmishes.
I don't start fights. I end them.
During the gear up phase, always make sure you're keeping one eye on the sky.
Storm's brewing. Shieldbreaker should be ready soon.
When the storm forms, the Shieldbreaker's location is revealed. It randomly spawns in one of 3 unique points of interest. Once that Shieldbreaker forms, nothing else matters. Rally up and fight for possession. If your team manages to secure the Shieldbreaker, your objective is to get to the enemy base and start the raid. But the enemy team will do everything in their power to stop you from getting to their base.
Gang, time to attack.
If you die, you'll drop the Shieldbreaker, and the enemy team can pick it up
Let's mount up and soar to victory.
and run it to your base and start their own raid. Once you get to the enemy base, plant the Shieldbreaker and start the raid. The raid begins with the summoning of your siege tower that will break through the enemy's outer shield and become your spawn point during the raid.
We're getting raided. Jumping back to defend.
The defending team will be able to teleport back to their base, so be ready to fight.
You better be ready!
Once the shield has been broken, the raid begins. The enemy base contains objectives your team will need to sabotage and destroy. But in order to successfully penetrate a well-defended base, you'll need to use your Warden's abilities and your raid tool. Every Warden comes equipped with one raid tool of their choice. You can choose between a rocket launcher for a more straightforward approach, a zipline gun for when your attack plan requires coming in from above,
Attacking target B.
or a blast hammer when you just want to bring it all down.
Hand clear. On me.
different tools are more effective for different bases. Once inside the base, your objective is to sabotage enemy generators.
Blow this place sky high!
Once the bomb is planted, you'll need to hold the objective while the enemy team tries to flush you out
I'm defusing the bomb. Watch my back.
and disarm the charge. Each base has 2 generators and an anchor stone. If a generator is successfully destroyed, it does 35 damage to the enemy base. If you can get to the anchor stone, which is harder to assault, more heavily reinforced, and has a longer countdown, it completely destroys the enemy base, ending the match in victory. Getting the enemy base to 0 health is how you win the game. This often ends in a generator blowing up, but not always. There are other ways to do damage to the enemy base. For example, planting a shield breaker and starting a raid will damage the base. And it's not just about attacking. Successfully defending your own base will damage the attacking team's base, so you can win with a great defense. If a raid is successfully defended, the game is not over. Damage is done to your base, and that base health does not regenerate. Players will respawn at their base and ride out for another gear up phase.
On my mount, let's ride!
As the match progresses, all the loot in the map upgrades.
Paladin here.
The weapons get stronger, the armor and equipment improves, and the stakes get higher. A match can go anywhere from 1 raid to 4, which means matches can last anywhere from 8 minutes to around 30 minutes, if the teams are really trading raids.
Back in the fight!
Did he say
Winning a
8 to
match will often
38
come down
minutes?
to a clutch bomb plant with a few seconds left on the clock,
Someone call for a demolition man. Bomb planted!
8 to 38?
or a tight team fight with mobility,
45
positioning,
minute game?
and shooting skills out in the open world.
8 to 30.
So that's
I thought he
Highguard.
said 8 to 38.
We're
I was
excited
like,
for you to
holy
try our
mackerel.
unique take on this new PvP raid shooter. All you need to know at first is loot up, grab the shield breaker, and raid the enemy base. And stick together. This is a team game. There's lots more to unpack as you start going deeper, but for now, assemble your Wardens, and we'll see you in Highguard.
There's more to unpack. That was like the instruction manual to a 2,000 piece Lego. It's like, then you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this, and then you go here, and then you go there, and then when you do that, these guys. All right.
Is a product of 4 years of experimentation, playtesting, and a whole lot of passion and fun.
And now here's a deeper look at the mechanics, features, and world of Highguard directly from our team.
Oh, there's more.
Regroup on me.
We're coming in!
Shock spear out!
Nice one! Uppercut!
There's more, y'all.
Would you like to know more?
Would you like to know more?
Great. Yes, please. Certainly, there must be more. We don't have enough already.
We wanted to make sure that we were making something that played to our strength, but at the same time, we want to bring something new to the table.
Players are always craving something fresh and a game that is not exactly like something they've played before.
I think everyone was on board with fantasy meets ballistic guns. We thought, okay, well, we don't want to do sci-fi. What is the other conceit that we could make? It's like, well, Magic will let us do that.
We wanted to integrate more fantasy elements into a shooter. We knew that we wanted to do like an FPS game. That's our core, that's our bread and butter.
We know how to make shooting feel really good. So we focused on that first.
Yeah, the shooting. Yeah, the shooting looks fantastic. The shooting's like the best part.
An extraction shooter.
We like the open world. We liked the base building. We like the survival elements. We like the mobility on mounts.
It's taking all these elements from these different modes and putting them together.
And then that kind of transitioned into our prototyping phase.
The key is to fail fast, right? Because if you can fail a bunch quickly, you just learn a bunch fast. You can get to the good product faster.
We have people totally trying new things and taking big swings because we're small.
Every playtest, there is buckets of feedback. We pride ourselves on finding the fun, and it's sacred when you find it.
The things that survived from the beginning were pretty much raid related.
A raid is where you bang on someone else's base and say, I'm here, and I'm gonna f you up, or maybe not that word.
The raid is the driving factor in most of our choices, from the characters to the weapons, to the raid tools, to the mounts, to the push and pull of the sword.
It's very fun, especially when you're like invading a base.
Each base is different. We try to give it an identity. We try to give it like history, and kind of has its own personality and has its own gameplay.
We discovered that we could make really strong expressions of layout, opportunities where we could go bold.
My favorite one is probably Bell Ringer. It has like the 3 bell towers. It has like candles on these like curved interiors. I love just kind of seeing how the light plays off of it.
The cool thing about our bases in our world is that those bases are discovered in Highguard. Who discovers them are our Wardens.
When you take story and you think about characters deeply, and you think about Highguard and this mysterious land, everything is reinvesting in the world we are building.
One thing that we wanted to do was make sure that like our magic felt not hand-wavy. So everything kind of like emanates from a source on the characters, and the characters is kind of what creates that magic.
My favorite Warden right now is Scarlet. I really enjoy her Shifting Sands ability. It's one way that you can silently get into the base, and then the enemy is like totally confused.
Our Wardens, I would say, are there to complement our guns in terms of lethality, but they're meant to add tactical and strategic depth to the overall match.
It's exciting. You're at the beginning of a match. You don't know what's going to happen. Endless opportunities.
All the character abilities and the destruction and the gunplay all come together into this really frenetic fight. Philosophically, we are a gun-first game. We want to make sure that gun-on-gun combat is the primary way that you are succeeding in combat.
The guns specifically, I was very hardcore about. Our guns need to be ballistic guns. I want to see people rack it. I want to see all the inner workings of it.
When we shoot the gun, we wanted to make sure that there are tons of moving parts. We want to see like animators being able to have their full creativity to like bring these guns to life.
So we wanted to start from a really grounded, realistic standpoint. When I'm firing a gun, I'm enveloped in it. I know what it is. That is a 5.1 surround design experience to put you behind the gun and make you feel like you're really there firing it.
In Highguard, one of our unique things is our mix between close quarters combat in a raid scenario and open world battles, mounted combat. And we have to be mindful of creating guns that are fun in all those scenarios.
Base raiding is this like intense like peak of action, right? And it's cranked to 11, but we learned that being cranked to 11 the entire time is a lot of fun, but it's not something you can play for 3-4 hours, right? You need some better pacing there. And that's where the open world kind of helped, right? That's where that pacing break came in.
The differentiator factors from our game, I think there are 3 things actually. The loop is very unique, and then I don't think you see a lot of shooters out there that do fantasy. And then the third one is mount combat.
There's this really strong fantasy of like being on a horse and just like shooting people on a horse. One of the designers prototyped it really quick, and very quickly that became like, oh, this is the sauce.
He ended up making a bear, and you're like riding the bear. It was so magical, kind of like running through. The team really latched onto it. I think it kind of set the tone to where everybody was like, oh man, I want to like fulfill that fantasy. I want to play that.
Mounts were created for traversal at first, and then we were like evolving it to be more combat.
The open world is a totally different animal, right? Cover is really far apart, and it's a different kind of fight. And the way mounts incorporate into that combat is honestly super fun.
You want to have kind of like these rolling vistas that promote mount combat. You want there to be excitement to be able to like get out and go roam.
The beauty about Highguard is that we're just at the surface. The characters have just found certain parts of that land, but they're going to continue to discover new things.
Highguard is a lost continent that has suddenly reemerged mysteriously, missing in action for hundreds of years, to the point where most people in this world don't even believe it's real.
Highguard itself is kind of a land of mystery. and each map is a snapshot of what that continent used to look like.
Closer to where Highguard was rediscovered, we stick with a lot more modern architecture. You got a lot of very big machinery. You have a giant wall, you have steam vents. The more we go inland, the more magical and ancient it gets.
When Highguard first returned, everyone rushed to this land, and they all died. It became clear that the only ones who could survive in this magical land are those with that gift of magic.
And they are brought to this place by a mysterious organization called the Iron Vigil.
At first, when you meet the Iron Vigil, they are the ones who help bring you to the land of Highguard.
They're in a position of power because they broker all of the contracts that the Wardens take on. You see all of these characters being drawn like a moth to the flame to Highguard, and over time you're going to see how big that flame gets.
We've picked our favorite things here and there, but I feel like we found a vision and stuck to it and created something that's genuinely new.
We knew when we started we wanted to make a shooter, and we knew we wanted to make something that was live service. And so we've been planning for that for a very long time. In fact, we already have a year's worth of post-launch content already deep in development.
There's a lot of live service fatigue right now, right? These games tend to hit you with a FOMO, which I think players have gotten wise to, for good reason. We're building a game that people want to come back to.
So the way our post-launch plan is broken up is what we call episodes. So each episode will be roughly 2 months broken into 2 halves. We'll have a part 1 and a part 2. With launch, we'll have a special occasion with an episode 1, and that'll bring 5 maps, 6 bases, 8 wardens, 10 weapons with 11 mods that change up how those weapons play, over a dozen other items in the loot pool, and 3 raid tools, all at launch day. And then, just in a couple of weeks, we're going to have episode 2, which kicks off with a new warden, a new mount type, a brand new map, and we're really excited to bring our first new mode, ranked, to the table. So that'll be coming in 2 weeks. And then from there, we'll be in our regular cadence.
Watch and burn.
What I'm most excited for people to experience with this game is the care and the attention that went into making the gameplay satisfying and rewarding.
You put all this love into a project and feel like you went to battle together, and to put that creative project in front of the world to play and get the feedback and see the joy it brings people, you just want to keep doing that.
I love my job. And part of that is I love this team. I'm just trying to have fun.
But we want the community to feel like they don't need to read an entire book before they play the game. We want them to feel like they are a part of that book and be a part of the journey as we kind of discover it with them.
Going from a blank page to a game that we are excited to play on the weekends. So I'm proud of the game, but I'm proud of the team getting to that point.
This is the fun part!
Making it rain!
Firing! I'm coming for you! I have the shield breaker.
We hope you enjoyed that first episode and the in-depth look into the gameplay of Highguard. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to show you more about our game, and we hope that you'll try it out for yourself.
For those of you who want to learn even more about the game and our universe, be sure to check out the Field Codex on YouTube and our official website. And please follow us on social to get the latest news, patch notes, and updates about the game.
And most importantly, Highguard is free to play and available right now on Steam, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. Remember, the first war chest is completely free for all players, and we're hitting the ground running with our next episode coming in just 2 weeks. We can't wait to grow and build this game with all of you. From all of us here at Wildlight, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in Highguard.
Oh, I have so many thoughts. I have so many thoughts, chat. I've got so many metaphors and analogies in my head for what I think. And what I've really landed on, and what I think's really going to be the game's, like, the potential undoing here, is that the moment to moment is such a, like, meat grinder, quick TTK arena feeling game. Like, they can say it's open world, but everything they showed in the open world felt like a very quick, fast TTK, super, like, it's unusual to see a game that is so broad and yet 2 inches deep. Like, it's this big, huge, massive game, right? There's so many stages and there's so many things for you to do, and yet it's 2 inches deep. It's like, this is just moment-to-moment Apex TTK for the most part. I mean, obviously in Apex you can last a little bit longer if you got better armor, but like, TTK is time to kill. So they're zipping around, and it has that quick time to kill arena feel. It's just, this is a meat grinder, boys. This is an absolute meat grinder with a bunch of extra steps. I do not see anything here that is going to pull people in long term. I'm seeing mechanics we've seen before. You got to go in and plant a bomb. They got to try and stop you. It's got attack and defend. Like, they've essentially, from where I sit, it's kind of like, and here's the thing, I like the devs. I like the way they're talking about the game. They clearly built something that's got a lot of quality to it, okay? It's like people that are really, really good at making cheeseburgers all got together and said, let's make a big giant pizza out of cheeseburgers. And it's like, yeah, but is that something anybody's going to want to eat in a sitting and come back to time and time again? Zuberi, you don't get to comment on this. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, I can tell you guys are such competent developers. Like, the movement, the guns, the animations on the guns, like, the abilities. Like, you guys are very competent. You guys know what you're doing. But, goodness gracious, it's like, it just looks like 8 steps to do the same thing that you can do in so many other games. Like, and the people that said it was sweaty, brother, it looks freaking sweaty. Moment to moment, really fast TTK. Oh, we're faster. We're up on them now. They got to respawn in their base, and now they got to defend. Like, it can go for 30 minutes. A match like that can go for 30 minutes. Like, I'm here to tell you, I don't see anything here that made me change my mind or opinion. I don't think the public's going to change their mind or opinion on this one. Like, I just don't think so. I really, really don't think. I don't think the public is going to stick with it. People will play it in the first couple of days out of morbid curiosity. Your sweaties will play it, and they'll have their own opinions on it. I don't see this game maintaining a player base. The moment to moment just looks so familiar. Yes, you've added steps with horses and a sword and a base raid, but the moment to moment, the things they're doing against the other players, it just looks like that fast time to kill arena style gameplay. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it, y'all. I think this is something people will play for like a week or so and have fun with their boys, but it'll just get repetitive. It's just going to be the same. It's got that meat grinder to it. A dozen steps to do the same thing is a perfect summary. Yeah, it's like, again, it's like you can sit here and say, oh, there's open world, there's horses, there's a sword, there's raid elements, but it's like, all I see is what I've seen in plenty of other games. You're just stretching it out. It's like, well, there's just extra steps, but you're still doing the same thing over and over and over again. I'm not even killing it, Biggie Smalls. I'm not saying that this game is completely DOA. I'm saying I don't think this game's going to have legs because it looks like a meat grinder. It just looks like the same thing, like, over and over again. It's like, the time to kill is so fast. The movement fast. Like, because they're like, well, we have this, the bases are like an arena, but then the open world plays completely different. The open world doesn't look any different at all. You're just on horses. You're still killing people incredibly fast. William with a $20 super chat. Same reaction you have. My take is the game looks fun, but it would be even more fun if it had a single player campaign. It's a hero shooter, but the time to kill is too short. Shooting on mounts looks fun, but base fighting looks janky. Hang on. Somebody said convoluted, tedious, generic. Yeah, like, they kept going, and then you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this. And all along the way, I'm like, the fighting just looks like so generic, like stuff that we've seen before. I miss Magorn Magoogle's resub with the Prime over there on purple. Let me add it to the total. Thank you, Magorn Magoogle. Download it and see how bad it is. No, I'm not going to try and play it. Listen, my opinion of the game does not hinge on me playing it. From where I sit, this is a game that in 2 weeks to a month, the player base is just going to slope down incredibly fast. That's been my prediction, is you're not going to be able to hold a player base. I don't see it here, boys. I don't see it. 63,000 on Steam already. Yeah, I think it'll have people logging in for the next couple of days. I think they'll pull decent numbers. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. You got to play it to call it. I'm not trying to play today. We're just going to sit in a queue. I said earlier today I wasn't going to play it. We may check it out tomorrow if the queue settles down. I'm not going to try and download and play a game like this today. You could deal with lag, disconnect, server queues. I'm not doing that. I made that clear earlier today. Dead in 2 months. Yeah, I was never commentating on Highguard as like a guy that plays these games. I was commentating on the receptibility of the public to a live service game. Live service games like this, I do not think have a very strong chance in the market right now. My prediction has never been like, oh, if I go in and have a fun time, it has a shot. It's like that doesn't, my ability to go in and have fun or have a bad time will not have any factor into this game's success. It won't. Yeah, people are sitting in a queue right now. I don't think there's any reason for me to boot up the game and sit in a queue. That's completely pointless. So player count by middle of March will be bottoming out. Yeah, I just don't see it. I really, really don't. I mean, the people that are kind of already on the game's, you know, defense force, man, go have fun. I'm not telling you what to do. Go ahead. It's free. I don't know why you're pressed about me. You can download it and play it right now if you think I'm wrong. I don't know why you're so pressed. Like, I'm not telling people not to play it. I'm not saying it looked like garbage. I'm saying I don't think it has staying power because it looks and feels like a meat grinder. That's my take, is that I've watched games like this come up and crop up and die quickly because that meat grinder effect, that fast TTK, I don't know, boys. I've seen so many games like this crop up. I didn't have to play X Defiant to know that it was going to struggle to keep folks. I didn't touch Splitgate 2 and I knew they were going to face the same problems. Like, I don't know. I am not sitting here saying that the game looks trash or bad. I said they look like really good developers. They clearly know how to make great gunplay. The gun animations looked awesome. The movement looks awesome. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't look like it has staying power at all. The game's riding the line between bleeding and making money. There are people that like this kind of thing. I don't think for long distance, no. No. I don't think my contention all morning, and people want to keep repackaging what I'm saying. They keep trying to make it like I'm hating and saying the game is trash. I've not done that. I've said I don't think the game has staying power. It looks like a game that will quickly run out of players because it doesn't have anything to me that is compelling. It just looks like so many other games we've seen. Highguard devs respond to posters claiming it's dead on arrival. We don't need player counts to be super huge in order to be successful. Listen, if they kept their budget small and their operation costs small and they can get like a hardcore little group that loves it and they make money, man, good for them. Good for them. I've never once said that, oh, there's no way they're gonna bottom out and be bankrupt. It's like, I don't think you're gonna be able to maintain a big player pool, a big player funnel. I don't think you're going to be able to. That's the issue. Like, for a live service game to be successful, I feel like that's the point, right? You need re-engagement. You need people coming back. And their ongoing content plan looks like so many other that we've seen. New base, new weapons, new wardens. New base, new weapons, new wardens. Just, okay. I don't know. What are the Arena Sweaty Boys playing right now? I'm not sure. Like, we always talk about staying power and player levels, but never put a number on it. Well, certainly for Marathon, I think we have to put some semblance of a number on it because it's attached to such a big studio. I would say that this team being smaller, maybe they're more lean, they could get away with only ever really peaking. Like, let's say in 2 months from now, they're just hitting like, I don't know, 50,000 concurrents a day is like their player peak on Steam. That might be enough for them. They might have enough people at that point buying cosmetics and a battle pass or a season pass or something. That could certainly be enough for them, because if they're lean enough and their operational costs are small enough, they're not going to need this massive success story. You got to remember, what a lot of us were looking at was a game that showed up at the end of the Game Awards, and Keighley was like, you're going to want to play this game. Looking at that game and saying, I don't see this game being like a mainline, super successful live service game, I think is fair, because it was positioned as if that's what it was going to be. And all I see is a bunch of derivative gameplay. It's just like, okay, I mean, I do not see anything that's earth-shattering. I see stuff that people are going to get bored of very quickly. I think that kind of a content loop, I think it pushes people away very quickly, and I also think the people that like it, they kind of get in there and sweat. I think they equally also move away from games quickly. I think they sweat, and then they move on. If their ranking pulls those folks in and they really like climbing the ranks and stuff, yeah, sure, maybe, but I don't know. I don't see it. If you guys see a game that's going to go the distance and have a big player base, I mean, man, you go right ahead. You go right ahead. I'm just saying what I think, and you're saying what you're thinking. The finals is going, for example, and it's peaking at 25,000 a day. Right. Okay. So the question, though, Eugene, is at 25,000 a day, at what point does that start to taper off, and when do they say we don't get enough? Like if in 2 years, they've only got 10,000. Again, their goal might not be able to go beyond 2 years, so they would be perfectly happy with that. I think the dilemma is always with a game like this is if you're launching as a live service and they've already said they have 1 year of content planned, that to me means they really want the game to go the distance. I feel like if you want the game to go the distance, you need an awful lot of people playing it. Maybe they don't because they're a smaller team and they don't need to make as much money as like maybe like a Call of Duty Warzone or something that has so many studios, working on it. What's the loop? It looks like you basically play and then play and play and play, and then if you go into ranking, you can like level up and like not level up, I'm sorry, like rank up. There's going to be like ranking, like there's going to be like a ranked playlist. Excuse me. The finals also dropped last gen support. 70,000 today shows people are begging for a cool new shooter. But it won't be long before they all find out this one ain't it, says Jakob. Yo, thank you, Ray, for rating me again. You've rated me before, man. I appreciate that so much. Repeat, isn't your entire position based on the idea that it won't keep enough of the mainstream audience to be successful? If they can live off of a diehard core, then they are more viable. Yeah, if they can live off a hardcore base, then more power to them. I don't know. I don't know how many more games can crop up and get a hardcore base. I think that's going to be the real challenge. Like, you still have a minimum viable like player count that you need to hit to keep the doors open, because a certain number of players every day and week leads to a certain number of microtransactions every day and week. They need that number at a certain threshold for operational costs, and to make sure their investors are happy. I'm sure they got some type of investment money from somebody. You doing well with the winter weather? We did all right. It's really cold. Hopefully we don't lose power, because when it gets really cold, we got about 6 inches of snow. Everyone tell me to get Highguard. It's like you would I feel like you would let us know what's up. I think it looks like a game that if you like intense, quick TTK, like really fast time to kill, and a lot of different moving around and mechanics, like going and, getting a thing and taking the thing and breaking into their base and then planting a bomb in their base. And if you like that, I think you could have fun with this game for a while. I don't think it's a game people are going to come back to in large numbers. It looks like a meat grinder. I just feel like it's one that people will put down relatively quickly. And then, not that they're mad. I just think I don't think anybody's going to play this and be like, it's trash. I think they're going to play and be like, yeah, that was fun. You know, it was a little sweaty. And then they'll just move on. To me, it's more about staying power than it is like, well, could you have fun? Yeah, you can have fun. I'm not saying it looks like it's going to be like a snooze fest. It just looks like a very involved, lots of steps, very fast time to kill meat grinder. And I feel like a game like that really lacks staying power. The streamer defense force is already out in full force. Ninja's attacking anyone who's criticizing it. Ninja's not going to be. He's not attacking anybody. Come on. If you want to play a match of CTF and then search and destroy in Apex with a horse, this is your jam. Yeah. That's kind of it. You fight over the sword, kind of like capture the flag, and then you break into their base, and then it's basically search and destroy. And it's all kind of very Apex-y, and there's horses, and there's abilities, you know. So it's, you know. If this game has largely changed the public's opinion and it's successful, I'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised. I don't see anything that's going to change that. So, more power to them. They seem like, I like the way the developers spoke about the game. They seem very passionate. They seem like they did a very good job. You know, it seems like it's polished. It seems like they were thoughtful about, like, you know, bases and base design, the artistry that went into, like, every base has its own, like, theme. You know, I applaud them for that. I really do. It very much feels like a calculated game that was hoping to capitalize on the live service boom during COVID, and they built this, started building this, got this vision, got funding probably around 2021, and I feel it's, you know, it's just going to lack staying power. They executed their vision. We have to see if the vision sells, for sure. Their post-launch support's looking really good. I think their post-launch support looks pretty predictable. New base, new warden, new guns. I don't think that's all that surprising. Jeff grabbed the Polygon post. You know, Jeff believes in the game, and good for him. You know what I mean? I like when somebody is going to take their position and say it with their full chest, because that's what I do. I let people know what I think, and I don't try to play diplomat. I don't try to play neutral and then kind of see where everybody else is going. I don't do that. I say what I think. And Jeff Keighley thinks this game is hot, and he thinks this game's going to go places, and I don't think so. Having difference of opinion is totally fine. I don't shy away from saying what I think, and I like when other people do the same thing. They just kind of say what they think. A lot of you have been doing that today, and as long as you're not like insulting me or insulting other people, I hope you come back every day and do the same thing. I appreciate somebody who's like, I think it looks great. I think it looks fun. I think you're wrong, Lono. That's fine, man. You come back and you tell me that every day. 121 reviews, sitting at 34%, mostly negative reception. You can't judge the game right now because a lot of people will give it a bad review just because they're sitting in a queue. That's not an indication of the game's quality. That's not a good, you know, we've got some reviews dropping. IGN says it stands out with a compelling new game mode and snappy gunplay. I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be the consensus you get across the board from people who went to the event. It's new, it's interesting, it's fun. It's new, it's interesting, it's fun. Cool. I don't doubt that people could play it and have fun. I've never said it'll be boring or, you know, bad. It's that it looks generic, it looks derivative, and it looks like something that won't have staying power. For those who love it, cool. For me, I'll pass without any regrets. Yeah. I wonder what the matchmaking is like. Are there separate queues for solo and teams? Yeah, it's a 3v3 game too, so I'm not really sure how that works. Like, what happens if you play by yourself? What happens if you play with the full squad? This guy here says, I've played it and Keighley will be vindicated. He says it's an exceptionally well-crafted shooter that combines familiar Apex-style gameplay with a totally fresh, high-stakes objective with the dramatic highs and lows of a competitive shooter. Listen, I'll be honest. There's a part of me that wants the win for Keeley. You know, I think he would he would earn a lot of cred and stripes with the public if 6 months from now this thing's kicking the door in and is a massive success. He'd be like, I try to tell y'all, don't doubt the Keeley. Like, I kind of want that for him, but I'm just like, I'm calling it how I see it, boys. I don't think that's going to happen. I just really don't. No hate. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to get proven correct. They're already at 80,000 players. I don't think your launch numbers week 1 or even week 2. I'm telling you, you got to get a month out. I've said that about Marathon. I'll say it about Highguard. You got to get a month out and look at things. What's reception? What's re-engagement look like? What's your daily concurrence looking like? We've seen a lot of games have that strong start, and boy, oh boy, we all know they can come crashing down really, really fast. Honest question, what's fresh about CTF and Search and Destroy? I think that's fair to say that there's actually not, like maybe you could say that combining them into one game is fresh, but the actual steps and things you do along the way, yeah, I don't particularly think is all that fresh. I tend to agree with you. I think it's the combination that they would argue is what makes it fresh. I don't think anybody would say fighting over the sword is like fresh gameplay. It's like, no, it's going to largely feel like something you've done before. Fighting over a particular item at a particular point on the map is, you know, YouTube is also a little bit behind. The like ratio is much better on YouTube than I expected. It's got over 3,000 likes. It's only got about 700 dislikes. But again, I think the question's going to be, did enough of the public take an interest? Did enough of the public change their mind? And even if they did change their mind and download and try it, is it going to be is it going to be a content loop that they're going to want to continue engaging with? And I just don't think so. Because here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to just be a bit of a prophet here. A lot of you guys are going to come back tonight and tomorrow into the Discord and into my stream tomorrow, and you're going to say, Lono, I think you're wrong. It's a lot of fun. Okay? I've never debated that. I've never tried to say it wouldn't be fun. I've said the general public seems to have moved on from hero shooters like this. There's hero shooter fatigue. It looks generic. It looks derivative. I don't think it'll have staying power. I don't think it'll have good re-engagement patterns. So, you think they hit 2 million concurrent today? I have no predictions there. You know what I mean? How about you stop yapping about it and give it a try? It's free. I mean, you could try to not tell me what to do, because that generally doesn't go very well for any streamer out there. It's not really an appreciated candor. Also, everyone's sitting in a queue, so why would I do that? You want me to sit on a menu? I got better things to do with my time, brother. Got way better things to do with my time than sit in a dadgum queue. We did a waiting room. We watched their showcase. That's what I do. I'm a professional yapper. Watching me play that game ain't going to serve much of a purpose. You know what I mean? I'm channel hopping on Twitch. What I'm seeing is a lot of people saying it's okay. It's free. It's new. People are snowed in. If you need something to play, sure, but I won't bother. The queue isn't that long. Again, you guys know I don't play these types of games, so like, you know what I mean? Like when I played Valorant, it was to learn Valorant so I could shoutcast it. I wasn't actually going to play Valorant like full time. That's not what I do. Y'all know that. Like my assessment of a game like this is not going to be worth much. It isn't. I'm not going to be able to say, well, my opinion's different or changed now. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know. It's a shoulder shrug. Try it and see if you like it. If it's your new favorite game, then keep playing and hope enough people agree with you. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. They did not compel me today to try out the game. You know, if they compelled you to try out the game, have a ball, have a blast. I saw everything I needed to see to be like, yeah, this is not a game I'll spend 5 minutes in. It took me about 10 minutes to log in. I got booted out within 2 minutes of browsing. Haddigan, oh, you got booted out? If you want to convince Lona to play, we need a crazy member milestone at the end of the week. Oh, I was going to set a stretch goal to have Madam play. I was going to set a stretch goal. I'd be happy to one day this week if we really feel like the queue is settled down and we can just hop in and play with some people. You know, we could do that on like Friday or something. I just don't play games like this. You guys know. I don't play Apex. I don't play Warzone. You know, we tried to play those games in the past, or like community game nights and stuff. I don't play these games. It's like, it's just not my jam. It would be like, let's say right now there was some deep dive showcase into Forza 6 and we watched it and they dropped a demo. If pestering me to play the demo would be about as effective. Like, I'm just not going to do that. It's not a kind of game I play. I like to cover the games and talk about the games with y'all, but like, doesn't mean I'm going to jump in and try it. Matt, I'm going to spend the entire game walking around your base commenting on the decorations. We doing a member goal so we can play Highguard? No, I'm not going to make you guys do a goal to get me to play Highguard. I said I wasn't interested in playing today. Another day this week, maybe. I'd happy to jump in and try it out. Right? We have to pay to get you to play a free-to-play game. Irony. You're having trouble hearing, which says a lot about you as you're trying to run some kind of an agenda. I made it crystal clear now for the third time, so get your dadgum ears checked. I said, I won't do a member goal to make me play this game. I was going to do a member goal to have Madam play. Now, if you have the ability to comprehend what I just said, congratulations. You're, able to listen with the comprehension of a 5-year-old. I did not say I was going to have you guys pay me to play the game, right? And when somebody's going to come at me like that, I know what you think of me, so you're unwelcome here. I don't like people coming in here and talking to me like that. Right? You can judge my character in the shadows. You're an unwelcome person. You're an unwanted. That's what some people don't get with Lono. They come here for the convo. Yeah, like we're a professional yapper. That's what I am. Professional yapper. That's what I do. You're never going to come to me for gameplay. That's not what I'm known for. That's not what I'm known for. I think a lot of you guys come in and stoke the fires because, you're hoping for a reaction. And that's like, okay, I'll say something. It happened earlier with that one guy. I'll say the same thing 3 times in a row, and you keep intentionally misunderstanding it. The more people do that, the more it makes me suspicious. It's like you're intentionally misrepresenting what I'm saying in the hopes that you can get a rise. Did you try Where Winds Meet? Yeah. Yeah, I tried Where Winds Meet. I really liked it. If I could have gotten Madam, my wife, into Where Winds Meet, I probably would have played it a bunch with her. Because her and I are playing Core Keeper right now. I think we're like closing in on 20 hours in Core Keeper, 16 or something hours. And so we really like playing games together. There was just no way I was going to get her into that. That's the kind of game you got to put a lot of hours into. So if you pick a character, you're stuck with them until the end of the match. I wouldn't have expected anything different than that. That's a surprise to you? I would have expected that. Hero shooters let you switch. Wait, in a game like this though, where like you've got like all this stuff that you're doing. Oh, it's how you counter. Oh, I see what you're saying. So like if a team was like beating you up and they had like a really good, healer or something, you would switch. That is interesting. I'm just basing it off of what they positioned. I'm like, it doesn't look like a game that would let you switch. It looks like you pick your person and you kind of go. It seems like you use your grind, your loot, and your guns to counter. Like, that seemed what they had you doing throughout the flow. Like, you'd get the currency, go to the guy, augment, make your stuff better or something. Like, that all seemed like what you were going to do, not like, well, you better switch because of your abilities. A good hero shooter would let you switch, though. This feels like gunplay more. That's what I'm saying. I'm not surprised that they don't let you switch. The way they positioned it, it didn't seem like the kind of game that you'd be switching. It seemed like the kind of game that you would be looting, augmenting, and trying to adapt kind of on the fly. Not like, oh, they have a really good tank, we need to get a really good such and such. The heroes didn't seem to have that level of identity that you would be doing that. The abilities didn't seem... They seemed unique, but they didn't seem like they were going to be tide turning as much. Because the time to... That's something somebody said. The time to kill is so fast that abilities didn't seem like they were going to be, as influential maybe as... So that you wouldn't feel the need to switch your character. I don't know. If you're not able to switch... Maybe they don't play that pivotal of a role. Maybe they're more of like a complementary thing. Like when you play Destiny's PvP throughout the years, 80% of your kills came from like some kind of a gun, and then your abilities were there as like a... You weren't like, oh, they've got a Titan, we need to switch. Like, I wonder if this is going to play similarly. When your time to kill is that fast, are you really going to be like, we need to switch our hero? Like... Probably not. I wouldn't think. Maybe they'll listen to feedback and they'll let people do it. They'll let people switch, if they get enough feedback. So, did you clear the question queue? I didn't even look at it because when I'm doing this kind of a stream, I can't put it across the screen. You said, could dinosaurs save Highguard? Yeah, I mean I'm gonna just clear the queue. I didn't see anything that's going to change the tide. There's a literal... that right now we are in a huge calm before the storm gaming drought. A lot of people are stuck at home because of the winter storm. If people are downloading and checking this thing out for the next 48 hours, next 72 hours, I don't think that's an indication of anything yet. This is like when people were so quick to celebrate Marathon on the top of the Steam charts, and then 72 hours later it was like it had disappeared from any of the high spots. I wouldn't don't get too ahead of yourselves with this one. Don't get too ahead of yourselves with this one. I don't see anything that's going to necessarily change any of my predictions. So a little bit of time left, guys. If you want to get us to 400 likes on YouTube, that would be incredible. And also, we're really close to the next milestone of 150 members. Well, I will owe you guys a member. If they bring in one of those fire-breathing robot velociraptors from Horizon Forbidden West as a mount. The beginning is just a tutorial. X-Defiant started really hot. And we saw where that went. Like I said, I think my prediction is that right now you're going to see a bunch of people. Thank you, GT5 King, for bumping the line by one with your renewal for 13 months. I think you're going to see a bunch of people say it's fun. They think it's awesome. New car smell will wear off, and I think the meat grinder will emerge, and I think the trends will largely land where I've predicted. So that's been pretty much... Oh, and GT5 King is going to double dip. He also... hits us off over there on Twitch with the 15-monther as well. Thank you very much. That's very kind. This was like the kind of game you see in the background of a TV show. Come on. Come on. Stone Spire is going to bump the line by 1. Nobody gave him his 10-bomb dunker or his 20-bomb dunker earlier. He wants somebody to drop a 5-bomb to get us to 150 to end the day. That's just mean. Stone Spire says, give me the 5-bomb. What do you mean meat grinder? So to me, a meat grinder is where you're constantly in the fight. You're constantly shooting and constantly dying over and over and over and over and over again. It's a meat grinder, right? There didn't seem to be a lot of dynamics. It was just get in firefights for the sword, race across the field in a fight. You're in a firefight with the sword. You're in a firefight to try to get the sword to their base. You hit them with the base and the sword. You're going to the base. You're in a firefight while you're in your base. It's just constant. Like that just... I think that's why arena shooters struggle. It just feels like a meat grinder. It's just the same thing over and over and over. And there it is, Broken Earth. Broken Earth has been the champion today with gifteds. Meat grinder equals you respawn a lot. Yes. Yeah. How long do you wait to respawn? It can't be that long. How else are you going to answer back? You know? How are you going to answer back when someone successfully gets the sword and is at your doorstep or something like that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Hang on, I owe you guys a member over there on YouTube. Let me do it right now. Okay, there we go. When Lono talks meat grinder, I always think Unreal Tournament and Quake. It basically reminded me of the moment to moment of an arena shooter just really spread out. Like, that's what it reminded me of. It did. It reminded me of the moment to moment of an arena shooter where the time to kill is fast and you're constantly in a firefight. It just they added all these extra steps, and I'm like, that moment to moment, I just think it burns people out really quickly, and I think it hurts your re-engagement patterns because people just get worn out by it. They hit the burnout really quick. Zybe Wild with 22 months of member plus. Should I play Cyberpunk or Elden Ring next? I don't play Souls games, but give it a try at some point. Thank you for 22 months. Let me add you to the total. Man, I don't know. If you've never really tried a Souls game, Elden Ring is, I think, very approachable because of the builds and the build diversity. So, you could probably get in. I like when Lono says, and there it is. The cheese guide for Elden Ring is worth it. I would not go full cheese your first bout into Elden Ring, but there are certainly build guides out there that could really, really help you. Yeah. Storm Mage says, I just finished the mandatory training. It's meh. Well, it's 2 o'clock. I usually do green room in the Discord until about 3 o'clock. I don't really have a way of extending with you guys today because I didn't give you enough warning. You know what I mean? Like if someone swoops, whenever you guys are ahead on pace, I like to kind of honor that with longer streams. You know, but if someone swooped in and got us like 200 or something, I could see it. But I don't want to waste the afternoon because what ends up happening is I can't plan for tomorrow, and then I'm up against the wall, and then I got to rush. So I don't necessarily like doing that. So the game looks very blurry in game. Yeah. So basically, if you are a sub on Purple or a member on YouTube, you have access to our Discord, and that is where we do the green room. That's where we kind of plan our next day's shows. That's where we kind of lay out what we think we're going to be covering and doing. Obviously, this will probably play a role. We'll be monitoring the player numbers. We'll not just be monitoring the player numbers. We will be kind of looking to see where reviews land. I think initial impressions are going to be fairly positive. I think people are probably having fun, and we'll kind of see what the trajectory initially is. If, as I said, you need a very full funnel, and then you need re-engagement. If they can get the first part, which is a full funnel, they have a shot. they have a shot. I don't know if they've convinced the general public. We'll kind of monitor it throughout the week and just kind of see where it lands. Okay, so you can use the Discord command in the chat, the Discord link in the description below of this video, and you can join us over there. If you have not hit the like button yet, do me a favor and do that over there on YouTube. Try to get us to 400 likes. Thanks for a banner day. Thanks for a huge day. We appreciate your guys' support so much. And if you're not in our Discord and you don't come to the next segment, you're kind of missing out on one of the perks of being a member. So, game is launched right now, free to play on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So, all right, I'll see you guys in the Discord, and thanks so much. Well, if I don't see you in the Discord, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, stay warm out there.